Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1378 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for March 28th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1378. I'm gonna start with the word dairy. Only got the R yellow, so this letter goes somewhere else in this word. Now, it could be a double consonant involving R at the beginning. It could be CR, TR, FR, GR, PR, something like that, or even WR. Or it could end in R, for example, ER. That's one of the most common combinations. So I can try poser, or maybe loser, because L is more common than P. So let's try that. Alright, this confirms that the word does not end in ER. It could still be a double consonant involving R at the beginning. But then it would have to be something like this, I guess. So press could be the answer. It could be press or I don't know. Let's just try press and see what happens. Okay, I've placed the S, surprisingly, but still have not placed the E and R. So E can still go last. But then R will have to go, I guess, before that. Curse? It's quite likely, I would say. So let's try it. No. Okay. That means there is another E, because I've eliminated all other vowels. So it could be verse. I mean, I don't see any other words, so I'll just try verse. And that is today's Wordle answer. Alright, luckily, um, there were not a lot of possibilities remaining, so yeah, definitely did not fail. And continuing the current streak. So yeah, I actually did not use any elimination strategies. I just made my guesses based on the previous clues for today's Wordle. Um, yeah, it's just the V that is not that commonly used in words, and also the repeated E in this word. So it's not that easy to guess, but um, yeah, I'll still take it. It could have gone worse, but it didn't, so I'll take it. It's an alright performance. So yeah, I got today's Wordle answer verse in 5 tries. This is Wordle number 1378. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is March 28th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. Alright, again, this setting was, this feature was added to the game, yesterday. So yeah, I'll use it. But actually, I'm very uncertain about whether this highlights everything. Like, highlights the same block, row, and column as the cell highlighted. So I'm not sure if that's good or not. But I'll run with it for now. The digit 7 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. We have these 4s pointing down. So the digit 4 in block 8 is forced into this cell. The digit 5 in block 8 is forced into this cell. And then 5 in block 6 is forced into one of these two cells. And these 5s point up. This cell sees another 5. And, okay, the digit 5 in block 4 is forced into row 5. So 5s here. Eliminate 5 from this cell. So the digit 5 in block 6 gets placed in this cell. Alright then, these 9s point down. this 8 points right. To force the digit 8 into column 4 in block 8, hmm, um, why am I blanking already? Okay, I do apologize. Um, taking quite a long time to kind of spot things. Um, okay, oh, okay, the digit 3 in block 5 is forced into this cell. These 3's points right, and these 3's points up where this cell sees another 3. Okay, in column 5, the missing digits are 6, 7, 8, and 9. This cell sees 7, this cell sees 6, this cell sees 9, and this cell sees 6 and 8. So this cell can only contain 6, 8, 9, for this cell is 7, 8, 9. This is 6, 7, or 8, and down here this is 7 or 9 only. In row 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9 are the missing digits. This cell sees 8 and 9, so it can only contain either 4 or 6. This cell sees 4, so it's 6, 8, or 9 only. This cell sees 4 and 6, so it can only contain 8 or 9. This cell sees a 6, so it's only 4, 8, or 9. Okay, now look at block 2. There are exactly 3 open cells which only contain 3 certain digits. In this case, these 3 cells only contain 6, 8, and 9. And keep in mind that in Sudoku, we cannot leave cells to be empty. So for that reason, I have to keep 6, 8, and 9 in these 3 cells. If I exclude 6, 8, or 9 from these cells, then at least one of them would end up being empty, and that'll break the Sudoku puzzle. So to avoid that, to avoid empty cells, I must keep 6, 8, and 9 in these 3 cells. So they form a 6, 8, 9 triple. And this 6, 8, 9 triple eliminates 6, 8, and 9s from all other open cells in block 2. In other words, the other 4 open cells in block 2 contain the other missing digits of block 2, which are 1, 2, 5, and 7. So they are for 1, 2, 5, and 7. You could have looked at it directly by saying that these 1s, 2s, 5s, and 7s force these 4 digits into these 4 cells only in block 2. In block 2. In order to fit 1, 2, 5, and 7 into block 2, I have to make these 4 cells reserved for 1, 2, 5, and 7. So you can also say, you can also first say that these 4 cells form the 1, 2, 5, 7 quad, followed by the 6, 8, 9 triple. Like, the order doesn't matter. If you spot one of them, you're gonna spot both. So it's fine. Um, so did this help? I'm not sure. Oh, wait. After I place this 3, the digit 6 in block 5 is forced into this cell, which eliminates 6 from this cell. So in this triple, after eliminating 6 from these 2 cells, 6 can only go into this cell for the triple. And then these 6's points left, and this cell sees another 6. These 6's point right, and this cell sees another 6. Okay, now in column 4, the digit 1 is forced into one of these 2 cells up here, because 1 is still a missing digit, so it has to go somewhere in this column, but cannot go into these 3 cells. because it sees 1. So the digit 1 in column 4 is forced into one of these two cells, and because 1 is guaranteed into one of these two cells, uh, 1 can be eliminated from these two cells. Okay, actually, same for the 2's. So in column 6, in column 6, 2 and 5 are missing digits. This cell sees 2 and 5, and these 3 cells also see 2 and 5. So in order to fit both 2 and 5 into column 6, I have to make these two cells reserved for 2 and 5. So these two cells form the 2-5 pair, and this 2-5 pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells, meaning that 7 cannot go into this cell anymore. Right? Again, because of these 2's and 5's, both 2 and 5 in column 6 can only go into these two cells. So I have to make them reserved for 2 and 5. So this 2-5 pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells. So now we have an 8-9 pair as well as the 2-5 pair eliminating 7 from these cells. And we also have this 7. So the digit 7 in block 2 is forced into this cell. Now this 7 points down, forcing 7 in this cell in block 8, leaving an 8-9 pair in column 5. Okay, these 3 cells form a 2, 8, 9 triple for block 8, which eliminates 2 from this cell and makes this a 1. Oh, 2 is eliminated anyway because of the 2-5 pair. Okay, okay, these 7s points left, and this cell sees another 7. Oh wait, hold on, why is... Oh, so I just haven't eliminated 6 from this cell after placing it. Okay, so actually, this cell can only be a 4 now. Just to double check, we have 4, 8, and 9 as the missing digits of row 2, but this cell sees 8 and 9, so indeed it must be a 4, leaving behind an 8-9 pair in this row. These 4's point down, and this cell sees a 4. So in block 7, the digit 4 is forced into this cell, followed by the 9, which goes into this cell. Okay, this cell now sees 2. See, this cell now sees 8 and 9, so for block 8, or column 4, this cell is forced to be a 2, leaving behind an 8-9 pair. These 4's point right, and so do these 4's. Okay, in column 3, 1, 2, and 8 are the missing digits. But these two cells see 1. So in column 3, the digit 1 is forced into this cell. The digit 1 in block 7 is forced into this cell, and then these ones point right. So do these ones. So after I place 1 into this cell, the digit 7 in block 7 is forced into this cell. Now this 7 points up, so 7 goes into one of these two cells in block 4, leaving a 2-6 pair in block 7, but this cell sees a 2. So I can place 6 and 2 this way. 6 in this cell is eliminated. I can force the digit 6 into this cell in block 1, followed by the 3, which goes into this cell. Now, the missing digits of column 2 are 5 and 7, but this cell sees 5. So 5 and 7 placed this way, and in block 4, 2 and 8 are missing, but this cell sees 2. So 2 and 8 placed this way, which makes this a 5 to complete the column, leaving these two cells to be a 2/8 pair. Okay, in row 6, the missing digits are 2, 7, and 8. This cell sees a 2, so it's only 7 or 8. This cell sees 7, so it's only 2 or 8. 2, 7, 8. 4, 8, and 9 are the missing digits of row 9. Okay, in row 7, the digits 2 and 6 are missing. This cell sees 2 and 6, and this cell also sees 2 and 6. But these two cells still have, these two digits still has to go somewhere in row 7. So in order to fit both 2 and 6 into row 7, I have to make these two cells reserved for 2 and 6. So these two cells form the 2-6 pair, and this pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells, which leaves these two cells to be an 8-9 pair for the row. Okay, these 3s point right. Oh, this cell now sees a 5, so 2 and 5 placed like this to resolve the pair. This 2 points back to the left, making this cell 8 and this a 2. This cell now sees 8, so 9, 8, 9, 8, 7, leaving a 2-8 pair in row 6. 1 and 9 are the missing digits of column 6. 1 and 8 are the missing digits of row 3. Okay, the digit 7 in block 6 is forced into this cell, so all 7s are placed, 5s as well. And after 7 occupied this cell, the digit 6 in block 6 is forced into this cell, leaving a 1-9 pair in row 5. But now this cell also sees 6, so 2 and 6 placed this way. This 2 comes back up, making this cell an 8, this a 2, 1, 8. This cell now sees a 1, so 3 and 1 this way. This cell now sees 1, so 9, 1, 9, 8, 9, 8, 4, 9 pair left in block 9. This cell is also 4 or 9 for column 7, but this cell sees a 9. So I can place 4 and 9 this way, 9, 3, 4, and this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times hard Sudoku in about 15 minutes. So I would say the Sudoku puzzle is mostly straightforward. I'll go over the as a quick summary. So I would say towards the beginning there was the 689 triple in block 2. The 689 triple in block 2, or the 1257 quad. If you the order of spawning them does not matter because if you spawn one of them, you're gonna get both. So the order doesn't matter. It's just that in block 2, there's the 689 triple or the 1257 quad for you to spot. Okay, and after that, in this quad, there was a actually a pair of 2 and 5. These two cells formed a 2-5 pair. Um, what else? I don't really recall any tricky spots. Um, I guess the 2-6 pairs, the yeah, like yeah. So from my approach, it was mostly straightforward. Um, quite approachable. Like, if you have any other questions or difficulties, just leave a comment down below. Um, I'll be glad to reply you. Hopefully this video helped. Again, in my approach, I feel like it was mostly straightforward. Um, not too many tricky spots. Alright, so today's March 28th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1378 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye!